Good morning. I'm Candace Bourdain. This is Fitness in Harmony. Today we're going to work on Pilates and we'll get some extra stretching in there to reach the deepest parts of the core. So again, this term core doesn't just mean the superficial abdominal muscles that you see and that do the big strengthening movements that we do in the gym. So I want to go a little bit deeper today and find the deepest abdominal core muscles. If you have an extra mat, we might use that as a prop, or if you have a blanket, sit up on the blanket so that you don't have to be in the biggest stretch just to get into the most basic of the postures. So rock the pelvis a little forward and back to begin. Assess. Start the assessment of where your spine, the muscles, and everything around you, how they feel. So let's start with a breathing practice. Scoop the lower belly in, make like a hollowed out shape where the abdominals were, and then draw them into the front of the spine. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Now keep this deep hollowed out core shape as you inhale, but especially as you exhale. Now as you exhale, you should feel around your navel, that area go in even further, and then the matter and the tissue around it kind of converge in the center. Inhale, blow out through the mouth, exhale. You should feel your shoulders like naturally soften. Now retract the shoulder blades together. Don't care where your arms land, but retract and pull, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Exhale, begin to feel how your rib cage expands and contracts. Keep that deep hollowed out space, navel into the spine. Now relax the shoulders, but don't let them roll forward. Keep them a little bit pinned backward. We're going to work on finding the deepest parts of the abdominal waist muscles that support and uplift the spine. So now inhale and grow up taller. As you exhale, scoop the belly, drop the chin a little bit, just a little millimeter down, and bring the back of the head a little bit further back. Do that again. Inhale, grow up taller. Exhale, scoop and hollow out the abdominals, but keep the head drawn a little bit down and a little bit back. So imagine I'm going to ask you to keep your head in this position in relation to your spine the entire practice. There'll be times today we're going to be on the floor and we're going to curl the head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor, but that will really come from about the middle of the shoulder blades. That never comes from the neck bobbling. So memorize and imprint that the head should always be lifting up, chin a little bit down, and the head just a little bit back. Now, hollow out the deepest abdominal waist muscles. So pull them into the sides of the spine. Contract just the right side of your abdominal waist. See if you can relax the other side. Breathe in. This expands the ribs. Blow out through the mouth. Squeeze. We're just squeezing the right side. You should almost tip over if you're really relaxed. Now try the other side. So squeeze just one side of the waist. You may have to poke around with your fingers to find that. Relax the other side. So what we want to make is a connection between what we're doing here on the mat and in our practice with every daily activity life. Now equally squeeze both sideways in. Scoop and lift the lower belly inward and upward. Soften the shoulder blades down. Cervical nod, that is, bring the head slightly down but back. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. What we're going to get from today's practice is improved posture and toned, smart muscles that balance their forces around a joint, so that we're not creating too much space. Stretching alone isn't good. Stretching alone creates too much space, and then that can create its own problems. Someone was just asking me yesterday, what's it mean when you hear a lot of clicking and popping? That's bones sometimes hitting each other, that some muscles aren't holding that joint in place. And then let's come roll down to the mat. So I'm going to take this blanket out. I'm going to put this extra mat because I have one. You can never have enough mats because somehow that you lose them. They're kind of like the extra sock. Now you don't need a mat for today's practice, but if you have that, thin. You can always roll up your blanket. You don't need that either. I just am making sure that I'm always protecting my low back. So hollow out the abdominals, roll all the way down. If you did have that mat, it goes under your knees. So your legs have a little boost, that's all. Now put your hands on your belly waist. And when you exhale, the same breathing practice. When you exhale, hollow out the abdominals. But squeeze the low back muscle so your low back keeps a little bit of an arch there. So the front is hollowed out and the back is hollowed out. So where does that matter go? Where does it go? Well, the truth is the inside there is actually very liquid, meaning it can move around. It can squish around. The muscles are kind of hard and very mobile. And believe it or not, your digestion actually depends on the movement of the abdominal muscles. Your digestion depends on that. Now practice this. Exhale, same thing. Hollow out the front, hollow out the back. Now squeeze the side waist. Bring the arms down next to the sides of the hips, palms face down. Now retract the shoulder blades together, squeeze them. And just keep practicing that breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth, squeezing the front to back, the back to front, and the sides into the center. Retract the shoulder blades together and squeeze so that the next inhale goes into your lungs and your lungs expand way out. And then when you exhale, the ribs and the lungs deflate. They go all the way in. The deepest abdominal muscles include the diaphragm muscle, which sits like a plate kind of at the base of the lungs, and it goes up and down like a pump. And that muscle is not only responsible, of course, for making air go into the lungs, it provides support and strength to the abdominals. It supports the spine. And probably, to me, the biggest thing that it does is it connects to the mind through the vagus nerve and tells your mind, how am I doing? How am I doing? Am I doing well or am I stressed? Believe it or not, that diaphragm muscle has a big impact on how you feel emotionally about what's going on. Now, slowly draw both knees into the chest. I'm going to get rid of this other mat for a second and just hug the knees into the chest. All right, we're going to warm up. I'm going to get that air pumping. So the most important thing is to be ready to get your mat, to get the space, to prepare, your time. And then to get your attention. So concentration and control are the most important elements of a Pilates practice. I'm going to suggest stacking your knees over your hips and holding that there. Now your knees, if your back's feeling a little bit hinky today, meaning it's feeling a little bit off, you may want to draw your legs in closer or leave your feet on the ground. If you're feeling like, I got this, Candace, I've got that fire in my belly, then stretch those legs out. I don't have the fire in the belly yet. When you exhale, do that deep hollowed out bowl. Now, next time you exhale, deeply hollow out the abdominals, but now push the low back into the floor. Try that again. When you exhale, deeply hollow out the abdominals, but push the low back into the floor. To do that, you should have felt your head and your shoulders lighten, meaning the pressure between them and the floor kind of releases. Now, kind of hold on to the thighs. Inhale. Now, when you exhale, deep hollow out bowl, low back to the floor, lift the head a little, and round the upper shoulders. So you're making almost like another concave shape of the chest. Now just keep going. Chin down, belly in, exhale back to the floor, rounding the upper back. So we're not going to lift the head and the shoulders up any higher. They're going to stay here. But the belly and the abs and the low back, they're going to change shape a little bit. All right, we're going to inhale, sniff through the nose, 5 counts, like a sniff, 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 and then a blow out to the mouth, 5 little exhales. Here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, blow. Inhale. Blow. Inhale. Blow. Now, every time you exhale, your belly goes down. There it goes. Inhale. It kind of pumps up, but it mostly goes down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. In, out. In, out. In, out. One more time. In, out. And come all the way down. All right, that was in yoga. We call that Kapalabhati Pranayama. That just means, oh boy, what that means. We're stirring up energy and like beating the energy around so that it's ready. So we turn the gas on. Now we're going to control that energy. So you turn the gas on. Some of us cook with gas. You turn the gas on and the flame is really high when you first turn it on. Then you have to get the flame the right amount to cook the ingredients the right way. So we get into the deepest part of the abdominal waist. Levitate one leg, same as it was a moment ago. Exhale, scoop the belly, scoop the low back. So it's almost like you're extending your low back up and off the floor, which should be kind of an odd feeling for you. So you're being pressed, belly down, but spine or low back in and up towards the ceiling, so you're squeezing. Now let's just try one leg. Stretch that leg out along the floor. You know, it's hovering an inch. Squeeze the abdominals. Nothing's changed between the hip and the chest. Rotate and twist that leg bone out. Then bend your knee and bring the leg up along kind of the side of you, and then bring that knee back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, stretch the leg out. Inhale, brace the abdominals. Exhale, twist the leg out and bend the knee, bring the leg alongside of you. Inhale. Exhale, bring the leg back up to center. Squeeze the abdominals every time you exhale. Exhale the leg out. Brace. Exhale, twist open. Brace. Exhale, slide up. Brace. Exhale. So those were like 4 breaths. Now we're going to go faster. Exhale out and twist out. Inhale, brace. Exhale, slide up and knee back up to center. Brace. Inhale. Exhale, slide out, twist out. Exhale, out to the side and back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, out, twist out. Exhale, slide back up. Keep going. So every time you exhale, something's moving. Every time you exhale and inhale, brace the abdominals. So now I don't care so much about whether you're getting all of those dance steps together. What I care about is that the hips are staying stable. So if you choose to lengthen your leg out, the belly, the deep hollowed out core is still there. So don't get distracted by the movements of the leg. We're just trying to integrate and bring some of the more smaller players into this. One more time. Put that leg down. So let's lift the other leg up. Pause. Get the breath going. So the breath and the integration of breath to the deepest abdominal muscles are the baseline. They're the drum beat. Inhale, exhale, stretch the leg out. Brace the abdominals. Inhale. Exhale, twist the leg open. Brace the abdominals. Inhale. Exhale, slide that leg out to the side. Hold there. Inhale. Don't let that hip twist or turn. Exhale the leg back up. Inhale. Exhale, slide out. Hold and inhale, brace. Exhale, twist out. Brace. Squeeze the abdominals. Exhale, bring the knee out to the side. Inhale, brace, hold. Exhale, lift back up. Now we're going to go a little faster. Inhale. Exhale, slide out, twist open. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee up and back to center. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, stretch out, twist open, squeeze. Exhale, out to the side and back up. Inhale, brace, squeeze the low back. Exhale, slide, twist. Exhale, float back up. Again, exhale, slide and twist. Exhale, float open and back up. We're going to go 2 more. Remember, these last 2, I want you to dedicate your practice to concentrating on holding that deep hollowed out bowl the whole time. If you have to go slower, but stay connected to the breath and how the breath is controlling that. And then release down. Yikes. Let's roll on to one side. So by now you have that fire in the belly, right? You have something going on there. So your head, when we're side lying, stays mostly in alignment and hopefully something supporting it. So I have no problem. If you have something else handy to want to support your head, you can do that. So it doesn't have to be your arm. It's just that so often when we get together in a studio, we don't have all these extra blankets and pillows around us. So if you have something that you want to use to support your head, always use that. But from your hips down to your feet, bring the legs a little bit forward at a diagonal. Now take this top hand and push it into the floor about chest level. So you're leaning just a little bit forward, not falling backward. Now do that same bracing. Exhale, scoop the belly, scoop the low back. Lift this top leg, flex both feet. Let's do another practice or exercise meant to coordinate the rhythm. So as you inhale, kick the foot forward 2. 1, 2. That's that sniff, sniff. Then point the toe and one long blow out to the mouth. Sweep the leg back. Flex your foot, sniff 2 forward. Exhale, point the foot, float back. Sniff, sniff, blow. Sniff, sniff, blow. Keep lengthening the spine on the front and the back. So even though we're hollowing out, it's like this low back is under sort of attack from all angles. I'm asking you to lengthen it and hold it open, but at the same time contract and all around. So deeply find the waist muscles and contract into them. Now, keep going with your leg, but now notice the precision. Is your leg actually staying on one track? Is it level the whole time? Every time you exhale, this is the most important aspect. Every time you exhale, you're deeply hollowing out the abdominals. So the breath is controlling how the muscles interact with the spine. 2 more times. Last one. Now grab that top knee and draw it in and relax. Rest the knee in towards the chest. All right, now I want the breath to be long, deep, and steady. Flow the breath all the way into the low back, the hip, the pelvis, the joint. If you want to, take that knee down now. Now, this is what we've been working on, the sciatic and how the hip muscles and the nerves there interact with each other. There's not a lot of space there because there's a lot of muscle and matter there. There's a lot of tissue there. And the nerves are really very tiny in comparison to the muscles. And muscles not only are constantly moving, hardening, even getting weak and hardening, but sometimes they're actually growing and shape shifting. So you may not have ever had a sensation in your low back and your outer hip, but all of a sudden we've moved a muscle that wasn't there before. And it maybe got a little bigger and it got awakened. So a muscle that's activated then has to be trained. Now I'm going to take this top leg and fold it around behind me because I have a really short leg inseam area. And so in order to get to this lower leg, I need to get this top leg out of the way. But if you feel more comfortable with your leg staying forward, then do that. If you have space here to lift this bottom leg and release it, then do that. So just lift and release. Now, as that leg's going up and down, at first, don't worry about the rhythm of the leg. Just kind of hoist the leg up and down. Until, here's the awareness part, until you feel inner thigh muscles working. Candace, that was about a minute ago. You were talking while that happened. Everybody says that. All right, so it's safe to say you feel that now. Now squeeze the muscles like a band, a low belt around your lower belly. Squeeze those. And imagine that there's a direct muscle from there to that inner thigh contracting. And then that's the muscle that's lifting the leg. So not the inner thigh muscle. Don't think inner thigh, just for the purpose of awareness. Think lower abdominal. So when the leg goes up now, squeeze the belly. Squeeze the belly. It doesn't have to be with your breath. For a moment, don't worry about the breath, because I really want you to make the connection of the lower belly muscles and how they are anchoring. Anchoring is a Pilates term. It means it's creating the thing that you're pushing off against. Now lift this lower leg up and hold. Squeeze and anchor that lower abdominal muscle. And now point the toe and circle this bottom leg. All right, control and precision. Look down and see if that's an actual circle. Keep working with confidence. You can do this. I know you can do this. Hey, you may take a break. You might take, just a pause to do a child's pose here and there, but you can do this. I know you can. Now go the other way. Look down at the foot. This is not a circle. Go ahead and laugh. That's not a circle. You don't need a really good camera to see that this is not a circle, but I'm trying my best. And then release. Rest. So maybe bring both knees together and then twist the upper body and make like a letter T with the upper body. All right, now close your eyes. Inhale into the side waist. Just an even, slow exhale. Say to yourself, this feels good. This feels good. If it doesn't feel good when we're taking like a rest, when we're restoring the muscle lengths, then change something. Fix how you are interacting with your muscles and your joints. But once you get there, this feels good. I'm enjoying my practice. It is a kindness to yourself. And it is a kindness to others that you're doing this practice. Keep offering that kindness and consideration for yourself. It's like you're filling up, the canister of the body with kindness and consideration, and then offer that outward. A big breath here. Brace the abdominals. Roll back onto your side to push off the floor. Let's go all the way to the other side, because our time here is limited. And I've been told that I forget the other side. So coming all the way down to your side, let's start again. I wouldn't want you to go away walking in circles because you only done one side. All right, so if you need a head bolster. Body is straight from head, shoulders to hips, but legs are a little bit forward at a diagonal. Take this top hand, push it into the floor. That requires that you stack the hips, that they're not twisted open, not really closed either. Now do that bracing. Inhale, exhale, scoop the lower belly. Remember, hollowing out the front, hollowing out the back, creating breath by breath, more awareness and flow. Lift this top leg, flex both feet. Here we go. Inhale, kick forward two. Inhale, inhale, point the toe, exhale, one back. Sniff, sniff, blow. Sniff, sniff, blow. All right, you're already a master because you figured out how to do this on the other side. So this time I want you to go a little bit quicker into the part where you're only working the abs. So the legs, the breath, they're still doing that thing. Remember, they're the rhythm section. But the abs, give all of your concentration and confidence now. Remember that positive self-talk. I can do this. This feels good. Goes into the abs, collecting, contracting, controlling, and making the core of your daily movement activities. 2 more. Good, then hug the knee into the chest. When you're taking this stretch, when you're in a pose of repose, you can let go of your abdominals by a little test. If I were to let go, if I were to soften all around this waist, you know how you do. You put those big old-fashioned sweatpants on. You go, these are the ones with the soft elastic around the waist. You know the ones I mean. And you feel like, okay. That's the feeling of really letting go of your abs. If when you do that, your back still feels okay, like, all right, I can do this for a minute, then go ahead and do that. But most of us need a little bit of contraction to keep the low back from kind of slipping and sliding out of place. Then take this knee down and reassess. Relax the belly. Remember those big elastic pants. Does it feel okay? For me today, the answer is yeah, it feels good. Now, again, these big hip muscles, and they're big muscles there. We'll call them all muscles. They enjoy a nice deep massage. So if anytime a little massage feels good, then do that. You don't need expert hands. You do need a little bit of massage because there's fascia right at the surface there that may be holding and keeping you from getting deep. Good. Then we'll take this top leg out and up. I'm sorry, back and behind or in front. Flex the bottom leg's foot and just start lifting it. Okay, this is where we're going to build the awareness that the inner thigh is doing the lifting. I know you're way ahead of me. Candace, I feel it and I'm engaging my lower abdominal. So go ahead, do that. Feel it. Now it's okay. If you have your leg behind you, it's okay now to lean a little bit back. It's okay. Here we go. Inhale. Squeeze the lower belly. Find these muscles. They're right below the waist. If you have one of those really high-waisted pants, put it back down around your navel. Fashion, I have nothing to do with fashion. I can't tell you anything about fashion. And then squeeze. So the leg's doing what it's doing, the breath's doing what it's doing, but you're breathing and squeezing the abdominals to make this deep, hollowed out, concave shape where that muscle had been protruding. You can go slower. You can go a bigger range of motion. 2. Now hold up, point the toe, and circle this leg around. If you've been following me, the practice I had just before this one, we worked a lot on the deep piriformis. Those are the deep hip and gluteal muscles. So I'm doing a little bit of the opposite today. I needed that balance. Now circle the leg the other way. Look down and check it. I'm sure it's not the circle you wished it would be, but it will be with practice. So repetition works in the mind. That's why the most important thing I want you to do is say, I feel good. I can do this. Connect the lower abdominals. 3, 2, release down. This is where we bend both knees. Let them go over to one side. Then twist the chest open. Let the arms stretch out. All right, test your abdominals. And now your low back. So I want you to send your mind into your low back and discern, what do I feel there? Now, all muscles originate in the low back. That's not true, but because I said it, you might have believed it. But all muscles eventually have something to do with the low back. If you've ever had really extreme low back pain, you for sure believe me that every single muscle hurts when that low back hurts. The truth is that most of the muscles have an anchor in the low back. So assess the low back. How is it feeling? Are the bigger gang-like muscles, the gang up, on the outer hip and the glutes and the hamstring, do those muscles, are they pulling? Now take a deep breath in and let that all go. Good. So then brace the abdominals to roll onto your side. We're coming up. Push off, come up and into hands and knees pose. I'm sure I forgot something there, but you'll probably forgive me. You always do. Come to hands and knees. Now circle the body. So imagine the body is like a plane, and it's circling around. Make sure your knees are a little bit separated. Your hands are separated, but not wider than your shoulders. We have a tendency to go too far with some of these. We're circling around, and watch how your arms are interacting with the ball and socket. So we have 4 balls, right? On the end of the arms and on the end of the legs. And that's how they interact with the torso. Now go the other way. You can become a little bit more expressive. That is, lengthen one side, circle and drop. Come back to center. Now round the back, press through the fingertips, and then extend the spine. Drag the hands back towards the knees. They're not moving. This is isometrically, putting pressure on the low back. Squeeze the low back vigorously. So anytime we're doing Pilates, brand name Pilates, anytime we're doing this practice that we're calling Pilates, you really need to approach it with a little bit more energy, a little bit more. The words he used were vigor and zest. Yes. Paying attention. So we'll come all the way up into a kneeling position. I like to face you so that you're on the knees and you stretch one leg out. Now stretch the arms out. And so from here, hips align with knee, align with the leg, point the toe and press that long leg down. Stretch the arms out and just twist the arms forward and back. All right, now synchronize, since our arm movements don't really depend on the abs, but do it anyway. Synchronize. Exhale, squeeze and soak the belly in and up. Exhale, squeeze and soak. Squeeze. Keep squeezing into the center. Squeeze. 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 So guard against hunching the shoulders up. Remember, the shoulders, before I retract it, pulled them together, but right now we're taking them out. All right, just hold the arms there. Inhale. Exhale, lean towards the knee side. Inhale. Exhale, come back up. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen up, over, and maybe down. Inhale. And exhale, come up. Inhale. Exhale, over. Inhale. Exhale, up. Squeeze. Now, say you're having trouble with this, don't go as far. So any amount is the right amount. Remember, kindness means that you want to do this again. So if you go through this workout and you kind of hurt, you're in pain, it's okay to not do this exercise again. There are so many exercises we can do. But if you found a benefit, if you felt that good kind of sore, or you felt like you were standing taller and your circulation was working better, then you should be doing these exercises every day. Yoga and Pilates you can do every day. Now hold to this side. If you can't reach the floor, grab one of your yoga blocks or the bolster and bring this hand down to it, to whatever that is. We're going to take this top hand to the waist and hold there. So make sure that your hips didn't just sort of fall backward. So keep the hips sort of pushing forward. We're going to lift this long leg, lift and hold, lift and hold. Remember that kick we did before? Let's do it again. Flex the foot, kick forward two, sniff, sniff, float the leg back below one. Sniff, sniff, blow. All right, so maybe none of this is what you wanted to do today. You could lay back down and do that same exercise again, but now we're really challenging. Were you really controlling? Remember our first exercise? Were we able to scoop the abdominals while control the movements of the spine? Right now, there's no movements of the spine, right? 2 more. Scoop. Scoop. Good. Come all the way up. Let's try again. Other leg stretches out. Check your alignment. So if you have one of those mats that has lines on it, little grid patterns, check that out, that your knee and your toe are on the same line. Then your hip is right over that front to back. Stretch the arms out. This time we are going to pull the elbows together and squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then stretch the arms out. Palms kind of face up. Exhale, squeeze. Belly goes in and up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. We're playing around today with different muscles, different muscle lengths in an effort to balance. Now make sure you're not like leaning backward or letting your hips kind of sit backward. Keep lengthening the spine front and back. So we're reaching out to grab the groceries. We're pulling the groceries in. So everyday daily activities, we begin to learn to use the abdominals more and more so we can activate them and then support the spine so we don't have those injuries. 2 more times. Squeeze and retract the shoulder blades together and then widen and then stretch the arms out. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale, exhale up. So the same principles we've been working on, that every time you exhale, you pull inward, upward, and lengthen and evenly distribute. So even your legs, both legs, and as a matter of fact, are evenly working, even though it seems like we're only leaning to one side. So keep discerning, how does this feel? Is this something I should let go of? Should I not be doing this today? Your inner wisdom is always right there. So pain, anything that we would call pain, is don't do this. Bring the hand down and hold. Bring the top hand to the waist and hold. Oh, I'm having a harder time on this side. Lift this leg and hold, or don't and hold. Sniff, sniff, kick. Blow 1, float back. Ooh. I'm going to just watch you here. I got my glute going. Wowie, wow, wow. So gluteus medius, if you're having what I'm having, gluteus medius, that's kind of the middle of the glute muscles. It's really kind of rocking and rolling on me. And that tells me that it's ready to do more than its fair share of this work. Keep going. Sniff, sniff, blow. Sniff, sniff, blow. Scoop. One more time. Sniff, sniff, scoop. And then come all the way up. Let's come around into child's pose. Because every time we come to a pose of repose, deepen and widen your breath. For a moment, just breathe through your nose. Say to yourself, I have confidence in my body's ability to be resilient. I have confidence in me that I am taking care of myself. I am confident in my body's ability to adapt. I have confidence in me that I am taking care of myself. I feel good and I'm getting better. I feel good and I'm getting better. From here, let's come up into a seated pose. So come around. Bring one foot to the floor and then the other leg, I don't care. The other leg can be tucked under, it could be straight out, but just one leg up. Take the knee and pull it across at a diagonal. You should see what I'm doing. Pull it across at a diagonal, then twist your upper body into it. All that side lying, all that side lifting, that outer hip, that fascia there, tight and strong. You could take this leg further over, crossing it. Let me get that. Let me get that going. But it's this pull. That's the key. So I'm going to wrap and hug and pull this leg all the way in until I feel this long line. There's an IT band there. All you need to know is that you have a long seam of kind of like a ligament all the way down the side of the leg. And that ligament is responsible from keeping you from falling side to side. So that ligament is going to hold and get tighter and tighter and tighter. So if you can feel that letting go, maybe give it a little massage. Feel free to make this a bigger twist, kind of hooking the elbow. Be careful. We really don't want to twist the hips. So the twist kind of ends at the low back. See if you can feel that. Take a deep breath. See how low it will go. And then release. Let's go to the other leg. Remember, I really just care that one leg is up. I don't care what the other leg is doing. Take the knee across the body. It's tipping over. Then twist your upper body so the knee and the shoulder kind of close together. All right, this one's a little bit too high, because when I went to do that, my hip kind of like flipped up off the floor. That's cheating. That's not what I want. So if I can't do it without lifting the hip off the floor, I'll walk this leg out further and only go halfway. Then that same thing, you can take it further. Let's say it's that kind of day where you're going further. You can twist or rub. I'm always for the massage, that side band there that needs extra attention, because I care for myself. So just keep practicing, keep coming back again and again, and each time we go a little bit deeper and find a little bit more awareness. Even if you're twisted, still sit up tall. One deep breath in. And let that go. All right, we're gonna do one slow roll down to get ready for Shavasana. So start at one edge of the mat, round your back, hold on to the back of your legs. Now really push your low back out a little bit more and a little bit more. Now roll down about halfway until your arms are about extended, and then push your low back out more and watch as your abdominals go in. So work on that, squeezing the abdominals so they go in more. Now release, stretch the arms kind of up, crunch that is round a little bit more, chin down. Hold for 3, 2. Now come halfway down from there so that the bottom of your shoulder blades are almost touching. Hold for 3, 2, then come all the way down. If you want to twist your knees and hips to the side, go from side maybe to side or hold. You want to pull the knees in. You want to grab the feet. Slow down your breath. Shavasana. So bring the body into full contact with whatever is supporting you, the floor, the mat, the chair. Let go of the breath. Set your mind free now. As the muscles are going back to their new length, they've been stretched, they've been strengthened, they're now toned, and they're smart. Rest the muscles so they're no longer doing. Your body's resilience brings you comfort because it's right here. Right now, your body is returning to the pre-exercise feelings, but now there is a renewed relaxation. There's an openness and there's peace. As your muscles are softening As your body is resting, invite the subtle energy body to be free. Let go of having to control or to hold. Float. Imagine the most beautiful garden of flowers. The colors, the fragrance, the sounds of a breeze. Take these sensations and feel them. Inhale. When you exhale, release any leftover stress or strain. Inhale again. Exhale, let go. Bring the energy back into your body so it's available. Begin to roll onto your side. Open your eyes and make your way all the way back up. So once you get here, lengthen the front body and then lengthen the back body. Now lengthen them both together and wiggle out the shoulders. From there, just a breath in. Inhale, stretch up. I feel so much better. Exhale, you're all done for your day. Nice work, everyone. Thank you.